Hi, Andrew Roberts here. I'm going to talk to you about how I got a 80% conversion rate in one-to-one selling. Now, I need to go back a little bit before then and say that I was really bad at sales. When I first became a coach, I went out and did, and I'm not exaggerating, there was over 40 meetings with business owners and I got 40 no's. Now, you can only imagine what that did to my confidence and self-esteem. I mean, I sucked at sales. I remember I used to go back to my business coach and he'd go, "How'd you go?" And I go, "Oh, it was fantastic." And he'd say, "What was fantastic about it?" And I say, "Oh, look, he was so keen. He's going to think about it. He's going to get back to me." And my coach would always go, "So he didn't buy?" "Oh, no, he's going to buy. He's going to come back to me tomorrow. I'm sure he's going to do it." And he would say to me, "Andrew, if he didn't buy, he didn't buy. That's a no." And I used to argue back, but he was always right. It was all these cases that I had these amazing conversations with people and they were all keen and everything and they were going to come back to me tomorrow or the next day, but they never did. And that was a problem for me because I was needing money. I mean, I was running a business, I'd let go of a good job, and we all know this. In order to succeed in business, you have to make sales. So this was my turning point. And I have to give credit to Simon Harris for this because he embedded a new rule into the way I was doing sales. And he said to me, it's very simple. He said, "Andrew, you have to get a decision at every single call you go to." And I said, "What do you mean?" And he said, "You need a yes or a no. No more maybes." And I went, "Oh my goodness, so I've actually got to physically walk out with a yes or no." And he said, "Yes, and I want them to sign off if it's a no. You're going to bring back a signed form that you're going to write up for them saying, I do not want to go ahead with the coaching or the mentoring, and you're going to get them to sign it. Obviously, if it's a yes, you'll have a signed agreement, which is proving their yes." And so this threw a whole layer of anxiety and emotion over me. Now, all of a sudden, I was in a situation where I had to get a decision out of them. And I know from experience that this is the hard part that you as a business owner experience, that holding someone in a space for them to say either yes or no, And why is it hard? Because I don't like rejection. I'm sure you don't like rejection. But I realised that I had to get over that fear, as you do, in order to succeed in selling. And the next meeting that I went out on, I remember this so clearly. My coach, Simon, said to me, "Andrew, you have to frame the caller." And I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "You need to position the client, the prospect, that you're going to ask for a sale." And this is what I did. I'll give you my exact script. I remember it like yesterday. I would always say to them, "Name, would it be okay if I outline the purpose of this meeting today?" And they'd always say yes. And I would say, "I really want to find out more about you, your challenges, your frustrations. I want to understand where you're taking your business. I'm going to take down a whole lot of notes if that's okay. And then if I feel like I can add value, I'm going to show you how." Now, let's say his name's Brian. Now, Brian, I'm going to be really upfront. I'm going to ask for a decision today. Because as a coach, I need you to either give me a yes or a no. And I want you to know, Brian, a no is fine. I'm going to totally respect if the answer's a no. But, and I'd reinforce it, but I want a decision today. Brian, are you comfortable with that? And Brian would always say, "Yeah, I think that's fair." And we'd move through it, and often they'd still say, "I need to think about it," or "I need to talk to this person," or "I need to do that." But I was holding them in the space because we got agreement up front to make a decision. And that was the turning point for me. That was when my sales went to 80%. Remarkable. There was one stage where people would say, "Oh, we'd like to talk about it." And I go, "Not a problem. I'm just going to go down to my car. I'll come back in 10 minutes and we'll get the decision then." There's confidence to hold them to making a decision. If you can do that, your sales will go through the roof. I can promise you and guarantee it. I'll see you soon.